life, and my goal is about to kind of teach them about God every day. So let's have a conversation about God and Christ, and I ask them some simple stuff that sometimes we assume our children know, and they didn't. They didn't. They're like, eh. So I kind of had to break down. And being transparent, just talking about there's this existence of God. Just kind of some basic. It's like, does that make sense? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, this is why we believe what we believe. And then some of the scriptures and stuff they remember, but I realized some stuff. Sometimes we delve so deep into the information about a subject that we've never given them a foundation to build on. Does that make sense? And I had to I was like, man, we never really talked about the basics, and some of the basics I learned because I didn't grow up in church. I came to Christ when I was 21, 22, following my then girlfriend around, now wife. She going to church. I'm gonna go to church. I tried the church thing.
Why is that always a thing?
He that findeth a wife findeth a good, and you follow. Like I'm gonna go. I mean, and for myself, and this conversation may just go flip and switch. But what up, Jeff? Good morning, Mama Corey, and good morning, Lisa. When I went, I always knew God existed. Like I never questioned if there was a God. My question was, of course, what's his name? Who is he? Is it the Quran? Is it the Bible? Where is the Buddha? Who is? So I've always kind of had a search. And then coming to church and, really I didn't just want to just be there the front, for the pastor and family. Like I'm in the church, but I was like, all right, I'm going to try to get into this thing, and just share my testimony, I guess. Testimony time. The music was going on and there's call on him, Jesus. And so I closed my eyes. All right, let me try this thing, so I'm calling on him, and Mother Norris, still alive, and amazing mother, first lady, I guess, you call now, her voice, she got next to me and she was like, call on him, and from there, this is my relationship with Christ, where it began, right? Because, I've always wanted something and I just didn't know how to search for it, or, so time, place, right space, it's where I accepted them. But learning the foundations though, once I understood what I accepted, it's okay, what does this mean? But learning the foundations is key. So I think that's probably my biggest, when I first opened the scripture, I just kind of grabbed the Bible and just opened it. And it's crazy because it landed to, man cannot live by bread alone, but by the word that come out of the mouth of God, so that was one of my biggest shifts. And then years prior, Les Brown, I gave him the quote because sometimes we don't know if they originated, but you hear they said, you hear them say it, I guess it's theirs. He said, don't let somebody's opinion of you become your fact. Don't let somebody's opinion of you become your fact. And that always sat with me, because people are always going to judge you or say something, but it's up to you to accept it as a fact, or that's just what you think, so that was my big takeaway. And if I hadn't said a good morning, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, A.D. Walker. To my left, right is Larry J. Banks. Right below me is my brother, Mr. Earl T. Murray III, the finance expert in the building. We're going to just kick this intro off real quick, give my brothers a minute to kind of think about their one thing, and we'll be right back after this. And I promise a new intro is coming. I'm working on it.
and the brothers of legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
Boom. Welcome. He said, "Did you know Les Brown?" Yes, I did. He said, "Did you know Les Brown and Gladys Knight were married one time?" Yes, I did. I knew that. That was, yeah.
Jeff is auditioning for the black card again.
Yeah, it's crazy. I watched Les Brown on PBS or whatever, the third. Well, New York is 13, but PBS, Public Broadcasting Station, same place where Bob Ross was at. They had like a fundraiser, every year they fundraising, and he was selling his CDs, tapes. I didn't have that kind of money, so I just watched the free. It's like an hour long. Listen, I think the whole thing was on there. That gave you a chance to watch it. So it was good. It was some good stuff. He's the first motivational speaker I'd ever seen. Actually seen him twice. Seen him live. We went on a college tour. It was the Dream Big conference. When just said one black button on my lapel. There you go, Jeff. Yeah, Les is good. He's really good. So one thing. What's the one piece of advice? And I wanted to hit Earl up with that help maybe shift his mind, because he's into shifting your mind and your mindset when it comes to money. What's the one thing somebody said to him that you was like, that's juicy. Like, I never looked at it like that.
So I've had a few.
Okay.
A few of them, but one of them, I guess I'll start off with not necessarily a quote, but really like a concept.
Okay.
Heard of like Dr. Miles Monroe, and one of his big thing was having vision. Vision for yourself, your life, having vision for your family. And I think back into the scripture where it says, where there's no vision, the people will perish.
Right.
And so whether it is so having vision for your life allows you to have some sense of direction. It allows you to have, okay, this is where I'm going. This is where this is where we're starting from. This is where we want to go. And this is our plan on how we can get there. And so I've seen in places when I've had some vision in my life, I've been very focused.
Okay.
And then when I didn't,
Right.
Just like with me not having a vision, getting to college and having like 5 credit cards, and you make $7 an hour working the front desk of a student dorm.
You got to put your tuition. Put your tuition on what you make line.
I those credit cards went to like all of those downtown Philly stores.
Right.
I couldn't even tell you where they went. It was terrible.
Right. Wow. What we learned. He said, "I'm still listening to the teachings of Dr. Miles Monroe." Yeah, I am as well. I think I've listened to him more after he passed. I was like, oh man, I done missed out on this good stuff. I done missed out. What about you, Larry? What is that one thing?
I can't really narrow down on.
I mean, it doesn't have to be one. It could be like multiples, like what Earl said. Vision. He has a lot of teaching on vision.
Right. There's things. Like recently, and so this won't be the one thing, but it's be something that kind of help push me, help motivate.
Okay.
Right. Or not necessarily motivate, but I'll say motivate at the same time. Like we want to go into the whole photo booth thing again, right?
Okay, let's go.
And one of the things was
This was back in the day. When I say back in the day, that could be like 2 years ago, right? It's not yesterday, right?
I got you.
Back in the day, I didn't post my rates,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And
Back in the day.
I was offering it is going to go into the advice. It's going to be a chain reaction here. There's 2 levels. The first one was, so this is when I was offering what I called the friends and family rate. Right?
Okay.
I had
Like
my rate.
Sprint.
I had my rate,
Right.
but I always gave the friends and family rate. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had my rate,
Right.
but I always gave the friends and family rate.
Right.
And one guys we go riding on our bikes, motorcycles with or whatever. He was doing a event for his son. His son was graduating high school, was going to college, and was throwing a party. And wanted to use my photo booth, and I came over to go over everything, and knowing that my product has, you get this, you get that, and he's sitting there as I'm explaining everything to him and stuff, and he's expecting me to give one number.
Right.
He could bring me that number still.
Right.
And I was like, well, this is my number.
Right.
But because you're a friend of mine, you get the friends and family rate.
And
that's going to be this. And he said, Larry, I didn't ask you for the friends and family rate.
Look at that.
I asked you for your rate. I was expecting you to say this, but you said this for your rate. And hey,
right.
I was willing to give you that.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna give you this because this is what you said it was. And the thing is, I was actually comfortable with that because that's it more than compensating me, right? And he was like, he said there may be times when I may need that friends and family rate, but don't offer that. Just give me the rate. And that day, and he went on into some more detail about, because he does contracts or whatever, and how things work out. But for the most part, that was the end all. That was pretty much the death of the friends and family rates. So those who ever hit up paparazzi photo booths,
right,
don't
in the Virginia area,
on the East Coast. I will travel. do not ask.
On the East Coast. Okay.
Do not ask. Do not think it exists. Friends and family.
It's just one way.
There's no
price is my price.
So then the next piece of advice I got was, post your rates.
Right.
Post your rates, right?
Right.
So then I got to that. I got to doing that. Because now, everybody, they'll message me, oh, what's your rate or whatever. I'm like, go to the website. It's right there. Packages.
Right.
Bing, bang, bang, bang. Stop asking me. You should be asking me what's the difference between the range, because again, I couldn't hold on to a number. I had to give a range, right?
Never get a range. This is the rate right there.
Right.
Damn.
So then the most recent with that, everything it's a growth period thing, right?
Right.
And as of 12:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. September 12th. That's this morning, guys.
Okay.
I finally completed this form that does the intake. That tells you at the end of the form how much you owe.
Okay. Look at you getting the check up right.
You click. I love it. You click pay now. No deposit. You pay in full.
There you go. Make it simple. We talked about make it simple.
Pay in full. And those guys know who gave that last piece of advice and everything. And there's no range anymore because it's locked in. There's no discounts or whatever because it's locked in. You ask for a backdrop, it's going to say additional $25.
Right.
And then you guys need to know the authors of this last bit of a great jewel of advice is sitting right here.
Appreciate you,
brother AD and brother Earl Murray. So I really appreciate you guys.
That's a win, Larry. That is
you
a
guys,
win.
You guys push me. You push me. You push me. You challenge me.
That's what we do.
I had to come up with it systematically as an engineer. I say it's not that one bit of advice. It was an evolution of advice from different people, but it was that I was able to. What's really hard for some people to do is listen to advice.
True indeed.
Taking it.
That's what Jeff said.
And my ears are always have been open. I've always been, listening, and as I've been growing and changing, I always made sure that I didn't take anything as negative. I took it all as everything as advice, and it helped me grow and go. And the thing about it is, as I'm sharing with everybody, I hope it's encouraging. But I always share things, so I will pass this whatever I got from the people who helped me. I'll try to help out that next person. So again, you're new into the foldable industry or whatever, you need some help. Larry Banks, there you go. Plethora of knowledge in this field that if you want to get started, I can help you. You're not taking away from anything from me. I'll even give you engagement. So,
shoot! All right.
And don't drink your coffee with cream. Drink it
black. Don't do it. Don't. It's okay. Killers drink black coffee. Straight killers. Jeff said, my dad used to tell me to pay myself first. Doesn't matter how much. Developing the habit of saving was the goal. He said, of course, when I was young, I didn't listen. No doubt. Good morning, Sam. Just read
Good morning, Sam.
Interesting.
Good morning. And that actually was one of the last pieces of advice you guys gave me, and I'm actually working towards that. So paying myself,
awesome. Paying yourself first.
And now I'm paying others. I pay others that help, but
it's getting into that habit. That's an interesting.
So I want to kind of bounce back on something that you said. Like I like that you posted some of your that you posted your race and things like that. I'll tell you, like for me as a business owner, that's one of the things I struggled with in terms of putting things out there, because then you're comparing yourself from what I didn't want to do was for someone to come to me and shop me around and to, shop me around to, whoever the lowest bidder. And sometimes I had to realize that, people are going to do that regardless.
Right.
But what I also realized, I know, especially in my accounting and tax practice, if someone is trying to look for the lowest bidder, then I'm not the place they need to go to.
Right. Yeah.
That's one thing. The rates are still not up, but what I did do what I did was this: like, if people want to like book like a consult or coaching session with me, like that stuff is up. But for stuff related to for the accounting and tax practice, I haven't posted. A lot of times what I do is when I'm meeting with a client, if I leave them to make the decision on their own that they just wanted to come for one thing, but they really need 1, 2, 3, 4, but they need to know that 1, 2, 3, 4 exists.
Okay.
And so it allows me to, for lack of better words, upsell them to 2, 3, and 4, even though they just needed 1.
Right.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and plug my next one in. It's called Begin with the End in Mind. And
that's good.
And so looking at what is everything that they need, because I'm in a sales call, 20, 30 minutes, however long it's going to be. I need to figure out what is it that they need, what can I offer them, and we need to make this happen.
Right.
And so I figured out like a series of products that, when someone comes to me from cradle to grave, beginning to end, This is what they need from me. And I loved it because I realized that if I didn't, I was going to be leaving money on the table. And so I make people, ask questions. What is it that you're looking for? Because sometimes what I found by doing some of this and meeting with people, I get to weed out certain questions. I get to weed out certain people.
Right.
I get to see what they need.
Right.
And I can really have solutions that can help them.
True.
But people will waste your time if you let them.
Yeah, that is true.
And I had to realize that, in this season of my life, that I can't have my time to be wasted because I just don't have it. And that's not trying to be big on myself, but no, I just don't. And so it was really beginning with the end in mind. And it's one of the things that I'm doing, as I, create other things along the way. I want to think about, what's the end result that people are trying to get to and how can I help them?
Yeah, I think that's a big one. And when it comes to like the pricing and things on the site, I won't lie. Like sometimes I bypass when they say put your information in, we'll talk about the pricing. Like, how much you charging? If I gotta go, like you said, like the coaching, those sessions are fine. Like that's up front talking. Okay, boom, I'll pay that because I feel like I'm gonna get some value if I'm paying for it. But if there's like no pricing, give me information. I'm gonna email you, spam you, start throwing stuff at you. Like I don't want to get on the email list. I want to know what you got, what you charging, what you got, what you charging. Because when you get too like with you, Earl, you can get very intricate into what you're doing, so it's hard to really solidify pricing on everything. But certain things are just overall a service. Just show me what you're charging for the service. And yes, I'm gonna shop around. And I may make my way back, but I'm looking like, ooh, is this the going rate? Because you ever get somewhere like, dang, is that the then you look, ooh, all right, I guess if I really want this, this is the going rate, Go ahead.
Right. So so with that, Earl, what Earl's saying, and what you're saying about the going rate, like, so you pay, you always hear you pay for what you get, right?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side is what you're going to provide. You heard what I said. I provide all these other little tidbits that's included in my package that they be like, oh, they would not show up, and I'm giving this. Everyone's like, oh wow, I get this, I get that. So I know what I'm offering. And then my brother said one of the biggest things. He was like, Larry, you are the entertainment. Like, look what you did. Like you being part of it. Make it fun and want people to come back and use your service again. And I was like, right. So I've seen where and guys, please don't take this the wrong way.
Oh, we already did. We're already taking it the wrong way. Before you even said it.
I don't want
everybody take it the wrong way.
I don't want to get canceled. But
So
I went to a photo booth expo, right? And
okay.
You see a million people there, right, or walks of life, and they want to provide a photo booth in this country. All right, I hope that kind of leads to where I'm saying, right? You have some people who are just impersonal, right? They're just like a machine. Okay, I set this here, and I'm gonna sit here like this, right? And then so if you sit there like this, and you have somebody come into the booth who does not know how to pose, what to do, how are you going to get that person to open up and show them, hey, some poses, and make it enjoyable for that one person that came into that booth, to make it like, oh, I want to do this again, right? So that's the one thing. And personal, and two, like, it was a guy there who barely spoke English. This is the part I'm afraid of I was going to get canceled about or whatever, right? But now he walks into an event that you have, AD, and he can't communicate with the guests or whatever, right? And there's like, all right, what am I supposed to do? See? They go, what am I supposed to do? See? Oh, yes. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yes. Like, no, that's not the answer to what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Where I'm supposed to stand, right? And so I know if I was put into that place that, you know, I have certain advantages. It's more that you get from me as an owner of this type of business. So
it was like
know all the things that you have,
right,
and then you're evaluating that, right? You don't want that low number anymore. If they don't want to pay for what you got, guess what? Somebody else will.
Right. I mean, I know a lot of times with pricing, it's all about what you need. You know, some people don't. They want the lowest price. I don't need interaction. I can do all the interaction myself. You know, like I'm gonna do that work. You know, I just need you to be over there to run the machine. You know, and that could be the deal, or they could be like contracting out the photo booth and being the front man for the photo booth. You know, it all depends how all of those things pan out. Like, you know, some people need a la carte. Some people don't need a lot of stuff. But the point is, you know, learning the things that can shift your mindset when it comes to specific areas in life. Oh, let's do this. Boom, dads. So we're talking about the one thing to make a difference, right? I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. What's the and Earl, I know you're a new dad, so this is a new space. What's the one piece of advice or couple that you've gotten so far that's kind of at least sat with you like, oh, that might work, that might help? Larry, you go first because you've been in this game a little longer.
The veteran.
You said what?
He's the veteran.
Yeah, right. He's the veteran, right?
One piece of advice I got from as far as
being a dad with babies or teenage, or because yours is like adultish, grown.
Grownish.
What's the piece of advice that you gotten about children that has helped you? One piece, several pieces, you know.
Wow. Oh man,
it's a lot. Just bust out the first thing that you think about.
So the very first one was, and this is as I'm a first dad, and he dropped himself out. He didn't want to hear it, but it was to let them cry it out, right? Let them cry it out. That was one of the earliest pieces of advice that I had gotten, and it was lots of value added there. You know, because if you don't, then they're gonna always think that if they cry, that they'll get their way. And case in point, my wife and I, we're sitting we lay in the bed like this, wide awake. Our daughter is crying the town in the room down the hall in her crib, and we were like, she just want us to go grab her and bring her to the bed and just lay there with us. You'll be all right. But we was like, let her cry it out, and then all of a sudden the crying stopped, and we was like, oh, okay.
Taking a break.
And then we heard boom. Tap, 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 tap. And then
she breaking out. She broke out.
We hear the crying again in our doorway. So she climbed out the crib, ran down the hall, stood in our doorway, and
I'm gonna figure this out. She was working on something.
And at that point, we said, "Come on, baby. Come on, baby."
You done gave in. She won.
Hey,
wave the flag. You win. You win tonight.
You did all that effort.
Hey, again, eventually it was over time, and then she stopped. Right, but that was the first big piece, because if not, and again, my daughter's my first, and you know, girl dads, y'all know how it is with our girls. She's still daddy, and I'm like, what do you want? Shorty, what you want, right? But imagine if I would have responded to every cry. Oh man, it'd have been I think I'd be a disaster. I think I'd be bald, not gray hair. I'd be bald here, bald here. You get that. Where's your stash? You know, but
Right, Jeff. She earned it. She earned it.
No,
you
At
get
what point
you get
did
it because you work for
start
it.
that?
Yeah, so that was one of the first bits. And
You said when did you start it?
At what point did, like, how old were you when you started doing those things for?
she was months. I'll say
Okay.
whenever she started, yes, we would not respond to the she was definitely a freaking escape artist. My brother's actually seen, our brother witnessed how she climbs out the crib. It was
Nasty.
if you guys don't know, babies are very durable. So don't
right. That's probably that is a perfect word. They are durable, right?
toddlers. I think at least
Stop treating them like they fragile. They are not. They are durable.
They are far from fragile. My brother witnessed her. She would grab onto the rails. This is inside the crib. Grab onto the rails, and then somehow flip her legs over the side of the rail, let go, and drop to the floor, to the hardwood floor.
Right,
I'm like, you sat there and watched her do it.
Let's pause on that. She didn't cry when she hit the floor. She cried when she got to the door. I hurt. I just need attention. I ain't hurt. Oh man.
Yeah,
so
but
wiggling the ball back and forth, right?
Earl, it was when
about 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. Because
so your baby slept with you guys?
No.
Okay, you never did this. Okay, that's good. Good job.
In the beginning, there was in the bassinet,
right? By the bed, but in the bassinet.
Yeah,
right.
But now this is another piece of advice I kind of got.
Okay.
As a dad.
Okay.
And some dads are jealous about this one here. Right. So my wife breastfed, right? Or the term is nursed. I'm sorry, my wife nursed. Yeah, I'm one of them old school dads. Okay, my wife nursed. My wife nursed, and so first time she's home, and I'm like, oh yeah. Every time she wakes up, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna help with changing the diaper. I'm gonna do this, feed her, walk around and rock all this stuff. And the first time she woke up, wife was not jump up, like, what do you need from me? My wife turned over, looked at me, and said, she don't want you. Why are you waking up?
Why are you waking
up? I was like, and I rolled over to sleep.
Oh, so you didn't have to get up. Nobody care. Don't nobody care. I got up.
My wife, she had a plan. She had a plan. She was like, baby woke up, said, oh, they want to be nursed. Boom.
Right.
And she'll fall asleep. Baby will fall asleep, and it worked wonders. I know, guys, I'm sorry if I don't get it that way. I apologize. Earl, I'm sorry if it's not working out that way for you, man.
Nah, right. We the night dads. I get up. I got up.
So that was the only time when the nursing period, like she would come out the bassinet to the bed, but outside of that, when she wasn't nursing anymore, she was in her bedroom, all the way down the hall to the long hallway, in the crib, door open. Open. We didn't have the baby monitors. Baby monitors didn't really work or exist on that time. So
I think we did, but we didn't have.
They weren't
have one.
They weren't nice, I don't think nice like it is. See, back then they were like $500 to get one. So you had checking the savings, and but now they're more affordable, and they got cameras on the air monitor.
I don't need it. Put their hands out to the side. Perfect. Right. Oh, yeah. We did it. We didn't. Our son was easy. Like, we put him in the bed from day one. Like we put him. I go check on him. Because we knew the whole bed thing was gonna be hard to break him. So we decided just do the work of getting up and going. Checking on him, getting up, go check him, getting up, go, So he's always used to being in the bed by himself. My daughter, she struggled. She was half in the bed, calm down, get out the bed. Like it was a struggle. Like the first couple of months, like she just yeah, it was weird. You see, because she would not. I had to be in the bed from the jump. So breaking her wasn't too difficult. She just got used to it. I think the biggest one of the biggest advice, I don't know. I don't know if anybody said it or we kind of came up with it or just over time watching parents was never tell a child what you're gonna do for them unless you're 1,000% sure you can do it. And keep it 100. We was going to somewhere, either going to Disney World, going somewhere, and we was like, we not telling where we're going till we get there. Where we going? Well, when we get there, I'll let you know. Because let's keep it 100. Things happen. There's delays. There's cancellation. So we always was like, let's not tell them what we're doing till we doing it. Like we're going, even if it's something as simple as we're going to get McDonald's or get something to eat today. When we pull up, this is what we eat. Because it's just if you just never promise, like, yeah, baby, we're gonna no. I don't. Especially if it's like days from now, because Earl, things. Yeah, it teaches them to be able to trust your word, right? Yeah. Just our word. Yeah, because like we never wanted to be, promising, telling them, because that's the worst. Because then it's like, oh, now I have to try to make a way of making this happen because I told my kid we're gonna do this thing, and they don't. This, and I'm laughing because it's crazy, We got into a car accident. We was on our way from somewhere. We got into a car accident.
Oh no!
This is, way back. They were little, and we were headed towards. My daughter had like a free Chick-fil-A card or something, and we was headed towards Chick-fil-A. Yes, and we got into the accident after all the ruckus. Like we still in the car, cops are showing up. Like. They hit the door on my wife's side. She was driving at the time, and they hit the car so hard she couldn't. They had to kind of saw the door off to get her out. She wasn't messed up, just a leg bruising and stuff. But before they got there, my daughter's like, "So are we still going to Chick-fil-A?" You realize this? We was almost no more. We was almost to the crossroads right here, and you just like, now that we're sitting here, am I going to get my Chick-fil-A? And yeah, my wife had to go to the hospital and all. Dad, am I going to get this Chick-fil-A? Mama breathing. She fine. Chick-fil-A? Oh, man. Oh, wait. It said, right. I did low commenting. He said, on the way to Disneyland, right? On the way. We gone. Like, where we going? We pulling up. Disneyland, you see it? You see where we at? Like, you're like, because I'm not, because I never wanted, it's like the disappointment is the explaining, then trying to make it. Nah, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing until we get there. Because things can happen, what are we doing today anyway? Well, it don't even matter now. We got this going on. It don't matter. So yeah, like I said, all of that adrenaline rush. We still going to Chick-fil-A? so like Sam's, I think uncle, somebody showed up to help or whatever, and was like, "Can you just please take our baby to Chick-fil-A because she's dying for some Chick-fil-A. she needs that Chick-fil-A." So yeah, it's crazy. Right, boom. Oops, sorry, no, this right, and they're children, and this is for all the dads and mom. They don't care that the tire just fell off. The engine just blew. Like the engine's gonna cost.
They cut a hole
at Disneyland. Disneyland. They don't.
They cut a hole in the door.
Right. The house caught on fire. Oh, the house is on fire, Dad. We're still going to Disneyland tomorrow. Like I'm just, and I say that because you gotta. Cause the mindset is just like we fun. We got something going on. This is vacation time. Okay, I get it. Right, Mom, like wrapped around the neck. Right. We still going to Chick-fil-A. Mom, you just get your leg down so you can hear me. But yeah, that was one of our biggest piece of advice. I don't even know where we got it from, but we talked about it. Just one of them, of course, the baby in the bed, and just I don't know, trying to be active parents and not lazy, because punishment costs everybody. Anytime you put your kid on some kind of punishment, it costs everybody. Like this, the boy can't go. Now you got to be here. Like, you know, it just, and I realized, like, you know, punishment costs. And I realized why people get lazy. Like, you know what? I normally put you on punishment. I don't care. Just go do what you're going to do. Get out of my hair, you know, but it takes work. It takes work. So that's my advice. Oh, so, Earl can offer a little. He just, his beginning stages. I know he's seen some things.
I get the little bit. So I think
So it's like
I've been given the advice that says, you know, sleep when they sleep.
Yes,
I tried that.
Oh.
And so it's very interesting.
So like I gotta get stuff done while they sleep.
Yeah, I got stuff to do, and it's
Right.
twins, and so they're on their own schedule.
Woo.
And so I have one twin who likes to sleep all day long, and then
She the night shift.
and then around 3-4 in the morning, you know, we get up to feed her, and
Right.
she's like, eyes wake. I'm like, keep that same energy that you had at 3 in the afternoon,
Right.
here at 3 and 4 in the morning.
Right. Whew. Gotcha.
I mean it. So it's like, you know, we'll do a feeding maybe somewhere between 10 and midnight or something like that.
So they
You know,
plot.
I can sleep then,
Right. Okay.
but once they wake up around 3 or 4, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. That's it.
So I'll end up, you know, being up with her for a couple of hours, and then she'll go downstairs with mom, and that's when I'll go back to sleep
Nice.
till about
Awesome.
20 minutes before the show starts.
Right. Good times. Oh,
Good times. Yes, they are plotting me. They are.
It's a plot. Oh, let's see. What we say? This is the baby. They have baby meetings when you are looking. Oh man, I can't even imagine what because my kids are close enough. They almost, what they call them, ghetto twins. You heard it? They're like ghetto twins. But I can't imagine if they was the same age. I mean, my kids were in cribs at the same time. They used to pull the cribs together, pull it close to each other. The craziness those two used to get into. So I can't imagine the same age would be wild.
Yes,
That would be wild.
same age. They have their different personalities.
Of course.
And so I see, you know, I know the one who's gonna, you know, be pulling the cribs together.
Right.
And then the one who's gonna have to cover for the one who pulls the cribs together. The one who's trying to escape. So yeah, you kind of learn those personalities
Wow.
very early on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting how they grow and groom and what they like and they don't like.
Right.
But for me right now, the kids, I think we had to take
Them kids.
yeah,
Them kids. You already got it.
Yeah, them kids.
It's a boy and girl,
Yeah.
right? Not same sex, right?
yeah, 2
Boy and girl.
girls.
2 girls. Oh, I think it's boy and
Yeah,
girl.
2 girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, sip of coffee on that one.
Yeah.
Right. So know this. Just know this, and I'm sure, like co-signers, we've never discussed this. Know this: what one wants, the other wants the opposite. What one wants, the other one wants the opposite. Doesn't matter what it will be.
Oh yeah.
If there's a choice, they're always going to choose the opposite, unless you like fun time or work. And then even then, one's gonna be like, "Oh, I take the work."
Mhm.
oh, that too. It's like no. Oh, Oh yeah, and the girls, you say you'll never have enough attention. I can't imagine two Alexis's.
So I'll try to hold them both
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And they be going in their own different directions. And one wants to be held like this, and one wants to be held like this. And I'm like, I just need to do a grip hold so that both of you guys stop crying.
They don't want. Nobody wants to be held. Nobody wants to be held, do they?
Yeah, that's.
He's right. I love my daughter, but man, right? She needs a lot of love. He said, "Yeah, my son was easy as when he was throwing Molotov cocktails down the driveway." Woo!
One of the something that was given to me recently is love on them regardless.
Yes.
Like love on them regardless, right? And regardless, like of whatever's going on. As their personalities, as they become their own person.
Yes.
There may things you may disagree with or whatever.
Right.
Just love on them regardless, and just be open. And
that's good. That's
that
good.
was
that's good.
hard. Did she just walk in my house at 3-4 in the morning? Like, what do you think this is? Love on them regardless.
Woo. That Earl, that's that advice that you got to put like right now. You don't see it. You got to put that in your back pocket. I'm gonna say 6 to 7 year. Ooh, pull that advice. He just say
pull it back.
Love on them. Because right now, they babies. They babies. They just babies. They poop. They throw up. That's easy. That's easy. Right. Yep. Jeff too. You gotta love them through the struggles. Woo! Love on them regardless. Because I'm. Whew. Woo! And I listen, and you know. And my son and daughter, they haven't done anything like because they still in the house. But there's just moments you just like, Jesus help me. I know, and you know when you get the word Jesus loved you, I know, and you gotta love them. I know. That's that back pocket one that just love on them. You know, you have the disciplining moments, but you just like love on them regardless. Love on them regardless. Listen, that's a word I need y'all to take with y'all. Love on them regardless. That's how we're gonna close out. Make sure you listen tomorrow. My brother is dropping his. Well, I won't say first. It's been a minute. M3 podcast. M3 podcast. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I'm not sure where else it may, but it's gonna be on M3 podcast. I will put the link, and if he can grab it, he can put it in the comment box or send it in the private chat. The M3 podcast premieres tomorrow. M3 podcast. So make sure you guys check it out. It's talking about finances. I'm trying to think. Mindset, money.
Yeah. Oh, yep. So yeah, I'll go ahead jump in. So
go ahead, break it down. There you go.
Yeah, so it's called the M3 podcast. The M3 stands for Make, Manage, and Multiply.
I'm way off. I'm way off. Okay.
On how business owners can be able to shift their mindset on how they can make, manage, and multiply their money. And it's a connecting the biblical principles and practical principles of life. And so I'm really excited about this opportunity of bringing all of that together. And as AD said, it wasn't my first time at the rodeo, but I felt I feel as though I'm motivated, inspired, wanting to be able to share things now and want to be consistent and not wanting to just jump into something just to jump into it, but just knowing that you have something to share to the audience, so share to the world. And so I'm excited for I'm excited for this podcast to launch.
All right. Awesome. So make sure you guys subscribe. All of my folks, subscribe. I was trying to read Jim's comment. He said, I came home one time and there was 3 teenage boys at the house and they had swimsuits on. Julia came out in her, I guess that's daughter. And I was like, Julia, I guess that's daughter. I said, what are you guys doing? And Julia said, we're going in the hot tub. Let that marinate, brothers. I said, oh, no. Get out of here. Go home. Nobody's going in the hot tub. And it was nighttime. Lord. Love them. Love them. Love them. You gotta love them. Like you got nobody going to jail tonight.
She did it when she knew you was going to come home. She didn't do it while you were out of town.
Ooh,
she didn't do it while you were out of town.
Okay,
she did when you was at home. So she was like, hey, I thought my dad was okay. I thought my dad would be okay with this.
Somewhere in my mind.
I wanted him to watch and make sure that I was safe.
Yes.
HE double hockey sticks to the no, but I'm gonna love on you regardless.
Love on you regardless. Let that marinate.
Oh,
she didn't. Let's go. Oh dang, Jeff, my bad. Our bad. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Make sure you guys check out M3 Podcast starting tomorrow. He's not live, so it's going to be dropped. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when the podcast or video podcast, I guess we call them now, drops. All right. So see you in the AM. Appreciate you guys for Mental Health Wednesdays. Take care. Be blessed. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. I think it's Mental Health Week or month. 988. You or someone you love is having a mental health crisis. Make sure you dial 988. Okay, I think that's it. Be blessed, guys. See you in the AM. Peace out.